So you're thinking about moving to Lynchburg, Virginia, and maybe you've heard that it's super affordable, or maybe you're wondering if the cost of living is actually worth it. Well, today we're breaking down all of it: housing, utilities, groceries, even the fun stuff, so that you know exactly what to expect. And trust me, some of these numbers are going to surprise you. Let's get started. Hey, I'm Stinespring. I'm a realtor in Lynchburg, Virginia. So let's start with the biggest expense, which is housing. Now, whether you're looking to rent or buy, you're going to be happy to know that Lynchburg is significantly more affordable than big cities like Richmond or DC. As of 2025, the median home price in Lynchburg is around $275,000. So if you're financing with like a 30-year loan, 6.5% interest, you're going to be between the $1,700 to $1,900 mark-ish, depending on a lot of factors. But you compare that to Northern Virginia, you're paying half, because Northern Virginia is very expensive. Now, if you're renting, the average 2-bedroom apartment here is probably going to cost you around $1,200 to $1,400 per month. If you're looking for a single family home to rent, though, it's probably going to be closer to like the $1,600 to $2,500 mark, depending on size and location. Comment below, would you rather rent or buy in Lynchburg? I'm curious. Okay, so you got a place to live, but what about keeping the lights on and all of your devices connected to the interwebs? Well, the average utility bill in Lynchburg is going to be anywhere from $150 a month to $350, depending on some factors, but that's pretty standard for a home, even amongst the variations of winter and summer and different seasons. Internet, I would say decent internet around here is probably going to cost you between $60 and $100, depending on your provider and the speed and those things. Here's actually a pretty significant difference of Lynchburg, which is the property taxes. So compared to Northern Virginia or even some other major cities of the same stature, for a $300,000 home, you're probably going to be looking at around $2,100 to $3,000 per year, which is way less than any major metro area similar and comparable to this. And if you're in the county instead of within city limits, that goes down by less than half. And if you end up buying outside of the city, that number goes down to less than half of that. So while utilities here are pretty standard, honestly, your biggest win is going to be on your property taxes, which affects your overall buying power in Lynchburg. But let's talk about the fun stuff. What about eating out, getting around, and entertainment? Well, a meal at a casual sit-down restaurant here is probably going to cost you between $12 to $18 a person. But if you're looking to maybe go on a date night with a nicer place, you're probably going to expect to pay between $50 to $75 a person if you include tip for like 2 people. But if you're like me and you love a good biscuit and apple butter, you'll be happy to know that there's a lot of local breakfast spots that aren't going to break the bank. If we're talking gas in Lynchburg is currently around $3.10 a gallon, which is obviously way cheaper than a lot of major metropolitan areas. So if you drive a lot, this is definitely going to be a pretty significant savings for you. More good news, there is a ton to do in Lynchburg without having to spend a fortune. From the Blue Ridge Mountains to local coffee shops, scratch that, let's say local bakeries and brunch spots, because I'm not much of a coffee guy. There are some great coffee places, but I just don't really drink coffee. You won't need to drop any big bucks to enjoy this city. So the question is Lynchburg actually affordable? Well, compared to other parts of Virginia, definitely. You get lower home prices, lower taxes, and overall generally cheaper living expenses. Honestly, the only downside is if you're looking for that kind of big city nightlife like casinos and stuff like that, Lynchburg is definitely a lot slower paced. But if you're after a tight-knit community with an affordable living space, then this is definitely a solid choice. So if you're thinking about making a move, drop a comment below, or you can just message me. I would love to help you find the perfect home. And if you're thinking about buying here, I will include in the description a home buying calculator for free to you. So check that out. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. We'll talk soon.